Hello everyone, my name is Jan Gierałtowski. I am the head of data science department in Gemius, which is a company working on media market research. In other words, audience results for internet, television and radio. Today I would like to say a few words about restoration of third-party cookies after they are decommissioned by Google Chrome. So let's get to it. First of all, short introduction. What are third-party cookies and why are they important for market research? In general, cookies are the small files which are created by websites while users visit them. Third-party in the naming indicates that this file is created by the entity other than the owner of the website. For example, market research company like Gemius. Third-party cookies are visible, accessible on many different websites, which means that we can see this Gemius cookie created on one website when the user visits another website. So thanks to that, third-party cookies are the main way to track and record long-term histories of browsing across multiple websites. This is why they are the cornerstone of the market research for so many years. One additional thing, Gemius displays survey asking demographical questions to internet users on partners' websites, and thanks to that we create so-called cookie panel. This additional thing, some extra thing that we as a research company make to enhance the information that we have about third-party cookies. Mainly because of the incredible growth of online advertising, internet communities for many years now ask for improved privacy. Web browsers like Firefox and Safari try to answer this need mainly by many forms of blocking of third-party cookies. And thereby they terminate cross-domain tracking that is needed for a study like ours. The last big non-tracking browser is Google Chrome. But they are also pushed to do something about these privacy concerns, and they announced that in the third quarter of 2024 they will completely withdraw third-party cookies. And this is a huge change for the whole online advertising and market research industries. Google might provide some substitutes for third-party cookies. They talk, for example, about topics API or FPC sets, but all of these are in development stage and they are simply uncertain. So the important question rises, what is left and what can we do with that? Many websites need some kind of space to store information about the user to work properly, and they rely on so-called first-party cookies. The main difference between third-party cookies and first-party cookies, and the most important limitation of first-party cookies, is that they are visible and accessible only on the domain which created it. One user can get multiple individual first-party cookies for every domain he visited. And this lack of cross-domain tracking in first-party cookies means that they are useless for calculating total result from a few websites, services or applications, and thereby they are also useless for internet market research. But are they really? This is the question that we asked ourselves and which led us to our solution. We restore third-party cookies from first-party cookies. And we called our method simply cookie matching. First of all, we create a machine learning classifier which assesses probability that two first-party cookies come from one device. This classifier learns on the current Chrome data where we have the true connection between third-party cookies and third-party cookies. Cookie matching has a very simple idea behind it. If we can see two identifiers, two first-party cookies, under the same IP at the same time, then probability that they come from one device increases. If we can see these two identifiers under different IPs at the same time, then obviously probability decreases. In the second step, based on this probability, we reconnect first-party cookies into so-called communities. And these communities, in fact, are equivalents of third-party cookies. We try to restore all third-party cookies on a given market, which, to be honest, is a very serious computational challenge for us. But what is the most important for us is to get aforementioned cookie panel. So we keep only these communities which have our survey. In other words, for which we know demography. Now some more details about cookie matching. We use user agent information like device name or operating system to create subgroups of devices, and thanks to that dramatically decrease the number of possible pairs that we need to assess. This clustering is a very important part of our method. We use only adequately small IPs. We don't want to use IP addresses of airports, libraries, big companies, etc. because there are simply too many different devices under one IP address. And this makes classification much harder. As I said, right now, learning is performed on Chrome data where we have true connection between third-party cookies and first-party cookies. But in the future, we will lose this information and we need to have some backup plan here. So, in the future, we will learn our classifier on domain section relation within one website. We already confirmed effectiveness of such approach, but we don't need to use it yet because, as I said, we have Chrome data right now until the third quarter of 2024. In the future, if we get any kind of additional information about identifiers, for example, already mentioned topics or FPC sets from Chrome or anything else, we might easily add this new information as input attributes, hence improving classification quality. The most important information on this slide is that specificity of our classifier is 97%. We are really glad about this result. We care much more for making true connections, thereby good quality of panelists that we restore, than for restoring the biggest possible panel. Why is that? Because usually our cookie panels that we work with have tens of thousands of panelists, and even if we get only part of that, it will be still thousands or or tens of thousands of panelists, which from a classical statistical point of view give still very low sampling error. So it is sufficient for us, but quality of the panelists that we get is the most important thing. That is why we focus here on specificity. Here you can see a simple scheme of our cookie matching method. On the left, inputs, where we have first-party cookies from server point of view, and we get information like IP addresses, activity time, operating system, if a given first-party cookie filled our demographical survey, etc. Then we get to segmentation of first-party cookies, this clustering into subgroups by user agent that I mentioned before. And by doing that, we reduce number of pairs. Then we get potential pairs to be assessed, and we make machine learning classification based on the idea that I already described. If identifiers are seen in the same place at the same time, then probability increases. If they are seen in other places at the same time, then probability decreases. We get the probability that two first-party cookies come from one device from our classifier, and we need to create communities. So based on these probabilities, we link first-party cookies together to create small groups of first-party cookies called community. And at the very end, we leave only communities that have our demographical survey, and we get our restored cookie panel. Some browsers like Firefox and Safari already block third-party cookies. But as I said, there is one major browser which does not block them, Google Chrome. So we have this mixed situation on the market. So what should we do about third-party cookies that we still have? Keeping in mind that we want to be well prepared for the future and want to use somehow information from these browsers which block third-party cookies. As long as we have some third-party cookies, we want to use them as usual because they are a good reference and a very good source of information. So we use our standard cookie panelists and add restored cookie panelists to them. Such mixed approach gives us two advantages. First of all, we might calculate results right now for both kinds of browsers, blocking and non-blocking, in one study. And second thing, when Chrome will terminate third-party cookies in the future, we will be ready for that, and we will get smooth transition into this cookieless world. So when it comes to real-life usage, business cases, and way to the market, we have two stages of cookie matching market implementation. First of all, we want to reconnect first-party cookies from Firefox and Edge, which right now block third-party cookies. We want to reconnect first-party cookies and restore panelists for these two browsers into our study. In the second step, we want to prepare all our products for lack of third-party cookies in Chrome after year 2024. Currently, we work on this first step, and test results are already calculated and shared with the clients. We wait for their approval. A very important thing that I want to underline here, that we walked already the full production path. A few important remarks. First, cookie matching gives us independency from others, especially Google. It is a very, very important thing for a market research company like Gemius to be seen as honest and independent. Second thing, Gemius is the provider of nationwide internet study for 16 countries. For example, Poland, Belgium, Denmark, Czech Republic, Hungary, and so on. So this classification that I mentioned of pairs of first-party cookies on a level of the whole nation, whole country, is a very serious computational challenge. That was one of the main parts of the whole project, to be able to even calculate such classification. Important remark, cookie matching cannot be used for Safari because of the wide usage of IP blocking mechanism there. They use VPN-like solution incorporated into iCloud Plus. So now 5 points to summarize this presentation. First of all, we restore third-party cookies from first-party cookies using additional information about IP addresses, operating systems, and so on. We can bring back Firefox and Edge to our study right now, and we are ready to do that for Chrome in the future when they stop supporting third-party cookies. Right now, we use mixed approach in our study. So for Chrome, we use our standard methods, and for Firefox and Edge, which already block third-party cookies, we use cookie matching. This gives us flexibility and smooth transition in the future. Test results from our new method were calculated already for the first markets, and they were well received by the clients. So right now we wait only for deployment and final approvals. And the very important thought at the very end, it seems that right now Gemius is far better prepared for third-party cookies blocking in Chrome than our competition. And this is why, instead of seeing this as cookie apocalypse, as many call this third-party cookies blocking, we started to see it as opportunity. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. If you work in the field of media market research and want to talk about this project or other projects from Gemius, or if you are interested in getting into this field, please contact me. My email address is on this slide. And that would be all. Thank you very much for your attention.